no way.
These are two elite big men. Unbelievable.
How do the guys back then, and even when you were coming up, compare to the athletes on the mat today?
Oh my God, as much as I hate to admit it, you know, wrestling's evolved, man. These kids are scrambling. These kids have NCAA champs, Olympic gold medals. I mean, they have a variety in their corners. I hate to admit it, but yes, Mike.
What a night. David Bray, I got to tell you something. Unbelievable athletes there.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
We are back to kick off the wrestling season here at Who's Number One.
I think whoever really gets to their best position is going to win the match.
None of you guys are protecting shit. No! None of you guys are protecting anything. We are going to determine the top high school wrestlers you can expect. Lots of action. God! There's the guy that wants to conquer, and there's the guy who thinks he's number one. Too much respect. You guys are here to determine who is number one.
I don't really care how many points I'll give up. I'll be trying to score more.
Keep that pace!
I'm going to be going from minute one to minute done.
Dreams will be made, and dreams will be crushed.
Dreamed it, I want to be there.
Right here at Who's Number One.
Going to. Thought starts with the emotion. Setups, motion. Heavy hands, in and out, move, move, move.
Did you know that this is the 10th annual Who's Number One?
I did not know that.
A lot of amazing matchups coming. These kids are really, really good.
Head position, high-low, angles.
Wrestling now at 120 pounds. Wearing the black, ranked number 2, Nate Jesseroga.
With Jax Forrest, just disappointing losing, but I'm excited to get the rematch.
I absolutely cannot wait for this match. Their best 2 out of 3 for the cadet trials was insane. Jesseroga won match number 1, 12-2, and then Jax Forrest, crazy counters, some counter exposure, and ends up winning that match in match 2 and 3 in thrilling fashion. Now we're underway here. Folk style action for the number 1 spot.
Go get one! Nate, go get one!
Outside looking re-attack. Look at that double from space.
I would describe my style as aggressive and high-paced wrestling.
Up! Drive!
Force on his butt, and now Force is gonna go dump. Look at this.
Wow.
Nate Jesseroga, you wrestle.
Now he's snapping.
He's melting, finish that! 2, again! Keep that pace! Stay strong! Finish! Pull it in! Too much respect. Too much.
And Jax Forrest with riding time, your winner, 8-7, staying on top. What a match, Bader.
Everything we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, that one's not going on Instagram, please.
How's it look?
Oh, that's not even bad.
I mean, there's never been a 4-time Who's Number One champ, and that's what I'm trying to accomplish. You know, that's my goal.
What's better, red or black?
Team red, black.
Team red. No, don't listen to him. Team red.
We're gonna go do some warm up right before we go out and wrestle. Blow our lungs out one more time and put on a show for everybody.
Rod, you are now camera 1. Mike, you are now camera 2.
I got to number 1 this year, and I'm ready to maintain it and defend that number 1 spot. I know in my mind, and my coaches know, and my people know that I'm as good as him and I can take him out. I think the pressure's pretty much on my opponent, so.
I'm usually pretty relaxed, try to be relaxed as possible. It's just another match, really.
I come to the event because I want to be number 1. I want to be the top guy. I dreamed it, I want to be there.
Like Coach Smith always said, you know, if somebody hits, you got to hit them back.
I'm Josh Barr. I'm wrestling at 170, and I'm wrestling against Rocco Welsh. And I came here to get the job done. I lost last year, so I'm here for redemption.
I'm gonna wrestle with a lot of heart. I'm gonna bring it every second of the match. It's gonna be a really good match. I'm gonna look for a lot of attacks the whole match. I came here to prove that I'm number 1, and there's a lot on the line.
Get that leg in there. You need to work the return. There's a shot, and there's that down block. Re-attack, and he gets it.
Go behind. There you go. Yes, get it. 2. Tough ride.
I think I match up well. I think it creates an awesome match that's going to be exciting, and I love getting after it. You know, I don't leave anything out there, so I'm going to be going from minute 1 to minute done.
That's all.
They want a lock.
Hands call.
And there's the escape.
You're going to be out 5-4, right? He's going to be coming hard. You can't shut down Rath. Remember what happened in Fargo, right? You got to wrestle hard in his face.
Christian, he's doing a dang good job of it. 4 seconds to go. And time expires. That's going to do it. Rocco Welsh with grinding time.
I'm always a little nervous. Yeah. A little nervous. I was all wrestling for who's number 1? Raise your hand. None of you guys, and I want you guys to let you guys know, none of you guys are protecting shit. None of you guys are protecting anything. Head up, head up, head up, head up. Watch your head. Because there's a guy that wants to conquer, and there's a guy who thinks he's number 1. You guys are here to determine who is number 1.
Physically!
Who is it that's willing to conquer? Who is it that's willing to take risks? Is who's going to be number 1.
Oh, great, you know. I'm not even at my best right now, and I'm still beating these guys, you know, but felt good to be back. I mean, it's been like 6 months.
I don't remember half that match already. So tired, man. Could have wrestled bad that match. I was a little disappointed right at the end, but all glory to God, he got me through that one.
I'm going to go to Super 32. I'm going to get that second title, and I'm going to tag make my way through the bracket. Our biggest challenge is myself, so it's me versus me. So as long as I keep working, keep getting better, I'm unstoppable.
It was an exciting match with Jax. We knew it would be intense. With somebody coming at you like a freight train, got to be tough. You know, he got it done tonight.
But I mean, it's the best event in the country. We got all this cool gear. It was an awesome event all together, and it sucks this is my last one.
You know, I'm just improving, you know. I'm just going to get bigger, keep improving, and come to that number 1 spot at 170.
The sport of wrestling provides so many with a bigger purpose. Wrestling becomes a part of you. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, but skin infections shouldn't have to be one of them. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back, because we care about this sport, the families, the athletes, the coaches, and we want to continue to protect people from skin infections, to keep you on the mat. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
Leadership in wrestling is unique because you have to find the ability to not only lead a group of people, but lead yourself. Leading yourself is a very difficult challenge, but if you can find, you know, a way to do it, you know, you can really battle through any adversity in not only wrestling, but in life.
Welcome back to UW Parkside's DeSimone Arena here in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the 2023 Who's Number 1 presented by Cliff King. Tonight you'll see the top high school wrestlers in the country competing to answer that all-important question, who's number 1? We're so thankful to be here at UW Parkside, a school and community that absolutely loves the sport of wrestling. Alongside David Bray, I'm Christian Piles, and David, you worked hard to put this card together. What kind of action are the fans in store for tonight?
We have 10 incredible high school matches under an NCAA rule set. We've got the best in the country. Most of these matches, number 1 versus number 2 to decide the top spot in the country. You're gonna see the matches on your screen in just a second, and we're gonna kick this thing off with Angelo Ferrari coming back to Who's Number 1. He is the number 1 man in the country since last year, taking on Eise of Colorado. Then we got a PIAA Finals rematch. Kollin, Rath, Pierson, Manville, Will Henckel, Joe Seeley. After that, that's a Blair, Wyoming Seminary grudge match. It's a rematch. I mean, just look at the rest of the card. These matches are incredible. And the final 3 matches, we got Daniel Zepeda, Bo Bassett, a match a lot of people are excited about, and then 2 matches between really good friends and training partners from New Jersey, Anthony Knox, Leo DeLuca, and then this crowd is going to be on its feet for the final match between Sinclair and Mirasola.
And of course, we're going to have the NCAA, the new NCAA rules on display tonight. 7-minute matches, 3-point takedowns. You're going to see it all tonight. I cannot wait to see how some of these calls go, how the NCAA rules could potentially impact the winners and losers of this match. Of course, we're going to have some great wrestling tonight. No doubt about that, David. But we're also doing this for a great cause. In the wake of the devastating fires in Maui, FloSports is donating a minimum of $10,000 to help members of the wrestling community affected by these fires. And we're asking you to join our efforts. Your contribution, no matter what size, will make an impact. Share this campaign with your friends, family, and fellow wrestling enthusiasts. Take the time right now, scan the QR code on your screen, and donate today. And we're going to check in. We're going to get this thing started with 170 pounds, David. As soon as we're ready to go here, it's going to be Angelo Ferrari versus Ty Eise out of Colorado. But before that, reminder, FloWrestling's Who's Number One is presented to you by Cliff Keen, the original wrestling outfitters. Thanks as always to Cliff Keen for their support for the sport of wrestling. And you'll see all the wrestlers tonight competing in that super sick Cliff Keen gear.
Coming up next, 170 pounds, Angelo Ferrari and Ty Eise.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to UW Parkside and the D. Simone Arena in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the 2023 FloWrestling's Who's Number One, presented by Cliff Keen. This afternoon, we are featuring the top high school girls and boys throughout the country to find out who truly is number one. Ladies and gentlemen, coming out wearing the green is a Super 32 and Ironman medalist and Cheesehead champion from the state of Colorado, currently ranked number 2. Let's give it up for Ty Eise.
There you see Ty Eise out of Colorado coming to the mat. Gonna have his hands full with number 1, Angelo Ferrari, but what an incredible opportunity for Ty Eise.
Yeah, this is a guy that's put together a really nice sophomore year last year. Now entering his junior year, an opportunity to make a huge statement against Angelo Ferrari, who's been number 1 for an entire year.
In the red, a 2-time Ironman champion and Who's Number One winner from the state of Texas, currently ranked number 1, Angelo Ferrari.
That Eminem walkout song once again for Angelo Ferrari, and last time he was in a 4-man, this time just 1 match. He's trying to be number 1 in the time span of 7 minutes.
He became number 1 a year ago at Who's Number One. He's held on to it ever since. Trying to stay on top is Angelo Ferrari.
Ferrari, of course, an Iowa commit, made a big splash with his announcement. Ty Eise just starting the recruiting process, still uncommitted.
Handshake, and we are underway in the red. That's Angelo Ferrari. In the black, Ty Eise out of Colorado. Hard club there from Eise.
Ferrari, so many different ways to score. He's got a plethora of attacks, and then defensively just almost impossible to take down.
Display, neutral danger zone, 3-point takedown, 3-point near fall, all of it you're going to see tonight. Collar tie for Angelo Ferrari, 2:25 remaining in this first period. And 7 minutes, definitely an adjustment for these wrestlers. None of them have been in matches of this length for regulation.
Yeah, and you know, adjustments from a lot of the NCAA rules, a 3-point takedown. Curious when we'll see the first one of those here. Who's Number One?
And Angelo kind of alerting the ref to the fingers, and they break it up. Don't want to see the interlocking fingers.
Ferrari wrestles out of Melissa, Texas. Not a ton of national competition throughout the year, but a two-time Ironman champion, of course, got the win last year at Who's Number One. There's a shot.
Nice single leg attempt there, but good down block by Ty Eise. Castle Rock, Colorado, same hometown as Malik Heinzelman, Ohio State wrestler, 125-pounder.
Ferrari complaining that Eise led with the head, and that was a really hard hand fight, if nothing else there.
Popping at the head is Ty Eise with that left hand.
During his interview yesterday, Ferrari said that he's been trying to work on improving his scramble game, which was already at an extremely high level. See if that comes into play.
Yeah, I would have credited the scrambling for his win at Who's Number One a year ago. Some of his counter scores off of leg attacks on full display. So far hasn't got the opportunity to show it. No one really gotten to a leg at this point. A minute 10 in.
A lot of times you describe a wrestler as either explosive or a scrambler. He's got both.
Very calculated start here. Less than a minute to go.
I know Ferrari has a lot of confidence in his counter offense and his mat wrestling, so he may be thinking that Eise needs to bring the match to him.
Possibly. He's been trying to get to that underhook on the right side pretty consistently. Not been able to get a good hand fighting from Ty Eise.
Eise bringing a physical hand fight, as you mentioned. Ferrari with that last snap, really hard, creating some motion, but hasn't tried to blast through one of those openings yet.
Now just 12 seconds to go. See if anyone tries to steal a takedown right at the end.
Ferrari very much controlling center, but
and we may have to wait another period for that first three-point takedown.
Curious how the mat game comes into play. Eise looks like he's bleeding. He's also going to have choice, and they may take care of the blood before he gets to choose. Ferrari has turns on top. I'm curious if Eise is going to go underneath here or if he'll defer.
Different schools of thought, you know. Some people say get the first point and have that advantage for overtime, and that's not as much of a factor with, you know, a 2-minute sudden victory and all the other things in front. And there, Eise for sure jumped the gun, trying to get a jump, respecting the top game of it. Angelo Ferrari, and he's going to get one caution. Claw on that right side for Angelo.
Ferrari with a crazy wingspan, and you see him getting that spiral ride.
Out on his toes, tried to jump side, not able to do so.
Ferrari committed to Iowa, and over in his corner, his father and also Alex Marinelli.
4-time Big Ten champ for the Hawks. Riding really tough with the claw so far. He's bleeding again as Ty Eise, so he'll get himself a restart. He's got to get cleaned up. I don't think we got any blood time in the women's card. Now, first match we got doubles of the nosebleeds.
We got blood. We need a little coagulation to go on here.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping for.
I'm looking up to my right and seeing a whole bunch of Division I coaches in the house. Iowa really excited about Ferrari, and I believe we have close to a full coaching staff in attendance for Ferrari.
Yes, I see Coach Brand straight across from us as we have a restart here. Eise up to his feet, and he gets away. Only 45 seconds of riding time. So that's big for Eise to avoid giving up that riding time, and most importantly, not giving up a turn. Shot there, attempt from Ty Eise, can't get in, front headlock now. And now it's Ferrari dropping down to the leg and an attack, head inside shot. Now turning and kicking out of bounds. And not gonna get the 2 on the edge here. What?
Oh, there it is. Wow, they called it, and Ferrari had collected that ankle, but definitely didn't bring him to a hip. I would be surprised if we don't see a challenge here out of Eise's corner.
Whoa, okay.
Maybe not.
And there, that wingspan you mentioned coming into play there as he's able to track down that far ankle. I didn't think he had it.
I'd love to get another look at that one too. And 3-1, mentioned the counter offense of Ferrari. Eise took that shot, he backed out immediately, felt the danger. Ferrari able to capitalize anyway.
So 3-point takedown for Angelo Ferrari. So he takes a 2-point lead now. His riding time over a minute. And climbing, that's huge.
Nose plug of Eise on the mat. We'll see if blood time comes into effect, but Ferrari now pulling that wrist out, trying to break Eise down. 13 to go in the second period.
10 seconds to go in the second period. Eise could really use an escape here. He's also going to need another nose plug. Blood all over his arm and Ferrari's. And we'll have a little more blood time at the period break as it'll be Ferrari's choice as we head to the third period. It'll take a 3-1 advantage into the third period.
Ferrari so far not scoring a lot of points, but also not conceding any position. And you see that tough ride on top, getting out of the side, creates a ton of pressure, running on those toes. Another nose plug in for Eise. He's wrestled a lot of this match really well, but man, just any little position and Ferrari can capitalize.
And his defense and position is what's going to make him a really tough wrestler at the next level right away. Someone that can make potentially a transition to wrestle as a true freshman. His brother wrestled as a true freshman, was the NCAA champion for Oklahoma State. And Angelo going to go under to start the third period. And now it's Eise with a claw ride of his own. Looking for hand control there, but grabbing that wrist. Good job by Eise so far, but now looking to seal off is Angelo, but staying behind the arms now, kicking him free. 4-1 going to be the lead for Angelo Ferrari. So not only that, but 1:18 riding time advantage for Ferrari, so could potentially still earn that riding time point.
Eise gonna need to open up, but remember, down by 3, he can tie this with a takedown in 18 seconds of riding time.
Collar and a wrist, stutter fake there by Angelo Ferrari. Eise down to his last minute here. Got to start getting some combinations going, firing off an attack. Unlikely Ferrari's going to beat himself. He's going to have to go and take it.
Eise tested the waters on a single leg attempt in the second period, and look at this. Now Angelo runs the underhook to a single.
Kicks out, and they're going to have a stall warning against Eise. Probably well-deserved there when you kick out of bounds like that.
Well-deserved, but also, what do you have to lose if your Eise kick out and get a fresh start?
Yes. 40 seconds to go. Good level change from Angelo.
.25 left. Ball is in Eise's court right now, and
nice sweep single. Shin whizzer from Eise coming up to his feet now is Angelo Ferrari. 15 seconds to go. Kinney shut the door here on this match with a second takedown of the bout. 8 seconds to go. Trying to slip that boot in maybe, but going leg inside. Now close to 2. Could Eise get the counter takedown? And they're going to go 3 at the end, and then 2 reversal.
At least the reversal, I think, happened after the whistle had blown. Either way, there's a riding time point. Angelo Ferrari's going to win this match. The question is, what will be the score?
Final score. Should be Angelo Ferrari the winner regardless. There's nothing really they're looking at it, but I don't know why, because with the riding time point, even if, yeah, you want to get the score right. So I guess for the record.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking up to that coach's area, I see a familiar face in new clothes, Rob Cole, in his UNC polo and hat with Tony Ramos, the newly named head coach at UNC, Rob Cole, back to his alma mater, University of North Carolina.
A lot of schools represented up there. I see
Chris Bono, John Reeder, Joe Dubuque, Jared Hott, Tom Brands. It's kind of dark up there, so I can't see them all. So
Enoch Francois up there, Brian Smith, Don Bradley. There's a lot more, but yeah, you're right. It is dark.
On review, no takedown.
So no takedown. So it's going to be a 5-1 or 4-1 final for Angelo.
Your winner from Texas, Angelo Ferrari.
Congrats to Angelo.
Ferrari, he had to look around for the camera before he found the flex.
Yeah, that's important.
But what's the point? If you're going to flex, what's the point without a camera?
Yeah. So let's take a look at some of the action.
There's that counterattack Ferrari used to get that takedown on the edge. I still am not certain that was 2 or 3, pardon me.
Yeah, kind of wild. Good job by Eise competing here to the very end. I don't know if that's 2 either. That near leg end position gives officials a lot of tough calls, but regardless of what that was going to be, Angelo is going to be your winner, and he takes the first match here. We're going to be back with 145 pounds, Kollin Rath versus Pierson Manville. Are they really? No. Can't challenge the re-challenge. It's like triple stamping a double stamp.
You just can't do it.
Totally prohibited. I have 145 pounds coming up soon.
And now, coming out in the black, he is a Fargo All-American. He is from Pennsylvania, currently ranked number 2, Pierson Manville.
Look at this, Pierson Manville giving the high fives, and if you see a halo headgear at an elite wrestling event, there's a pretty good chance it's a Manville.
99.9% Manville.
From Pennsylvania, wearing the red, he is a Pennsylvania state champion, currently ranked number 1, ladies and gentlemen, Kollin Rath.
Here's Kollin Rath coming to the mat, PIAA champion last year, and his finals victory came against this very opponent, Pierson Manville. They've wrestled 3 times in the last year and change. It's a 2 matches to 1 lead for Kollin Rath.
All right, underway, 145 pounds in the black. That's Pierson Manville. In the red, Kollin Rath, both Pennsylvania guys. As Bray already mentioned, 2-on-1 classic Manville tie up there. They love that Russian tie. Looking to run to a leg, close to it, man. This is a lot more furious pace than the last bout started with.
Crazy pace off the whistle, and these 2 guys train at an extremely high level. Kollin Rath trains with Chance Marsteller at Stellar Train, Pierson Manville at M2 with David Taylor.
A couple of world teamers as coaches, not bad. David, a world and Olympic champion. Rath on the edge now. Changes the mat. Nice little drag attempt. Man, Pierson looks fired up so far.
He has been right in the recent matches with Rath. and I know he believes he's really close to flipping the script.
Pierson committed to be a Sun Devil at Arizona State, wrestled for Coach Zeke Jones. Rath still uncommitted at this point. I'm sure there's a lot of coaches around the country that would love to have Rath on their team. Probably some of them are standing right up there.
100%, and got an article on our site about his recruiting process so far. You can check that out. Manville with a finger to the face, shakes it off, but they're just gonna get a quick restart.
Handshake, and we're back underway.
2 PA guys, Kollin Rath, Bethlehem Catholic, and Pierson Manville wrestles for State College High School.
Over-under position. You figure the over-under ties probably favor Pierson, though Rath not going to be unfamiliar in any position. Pierson dropping that shoulder, driving Rath off the edge, and different out-of-bounds rules than high school. Rath needs to make an effort to circle back in, can't back straight out. So far, I think he's given the necessary effort. He tried to level change out of it. Attempting to circle back in, but Pierson not letting him. They're going to stalemate. Good stalemate call by the officials as they head back to center.
Manville really showing himself in this hand fight. Looks good so far. He's taken some risks, but nothing that's too crazy to avoid, you know, giving up points.
Goes one way, then the other. Looked like he was going to get a wrist control, but Manville comes over with an underhook on the right side. The head buried for Rath.
Manville, hard snap to bury that head. The hand fight against Manville looks like not much fun.
None whatsoever. Pierson's got him towards the edge once again. After that opening 15 seconds, things subdued a little bit, a little more calculated and reserved from both athletes. 12 seconds to go. See who pushes for that first period takedown. And we're not going to see it. We'll head to the coin flip. Knotted at 0. Going to be Rath's choice. Coin goes red, and he's going to go under to get it started.
Curious how much of a factor the mat will be in this match. There was a match at Escape the Rock where Rath was able to get a takedown and then ride Pierson Manville for a long period of time to end the period on top. Riding time obviously not a factor in high school, but it is here, and Manville made some adjustments in their state finals match, so it may not be a factor, but pay attention to that.
Lift and a typical Granby there from Rath, not going to get it, and Pierson going to kind of pick him up and they go out of bounds. 8 seconds of riding time accumulated so far.
A lot of effort by Manville there to stay in the top position. Mat return, pulling him off the mat.
And now a claw ride almost got the turn, was able to hold him in the basket there, but nothing doing. Rath able to recover, but now Manville's got that ankle hooked and elevated.
Manville creating a ton of pressure on top. He almost got that right leg in, and now Rath up to this quad pod.
And another lift, and they're out on the edge, out of bounds. And Manville very, very strategic there on the edge. When he comes to his feet, he's kind of picking him up and pulling him back. Gives him a fresh restart and makes Rath have to go essentially start over. 33 seconds of riding time for Pierson.
If you're a Rath fan, you probably feel like Manville was stalling or pulling him out of bounds, but that's the kind of NCAA tactics you see a lot at the next level.
Now wheelbarrowing him towards the edge, another out of bounds. So Rath's working hard, but Manville's got the answers so far.
One of those matches where Manville, if he gets this riding time point, he's going to earn it 5 seconds at a time, 1 second at a time.
Shane Sparks is absolutely loving this.
This is a Sparks classic.
Ooh, little switch attempt there, creating a little action, but they're on their edge. Drop down to the wrist, did Manville. Then single leg out of bounds, like Bray said, 5 seconds at a time, one return at a time. 54 seconds of riding time for Pierson Manville.
Reset. Still 106 to go. Both guys expending a lot of energy in these last 54 seconds.
Once again, back to that kind of switch position, but chopping that arm is Pierson Manville, and he has Rath completely flattened out. Ankle trapped again. It's a great ride from Pierson Manville, and maybe all his returns and finishes taking a little bit out of Rath. Now he's got the leg in.
Manville's been hunting for that leg throughout the period, hasn't been able to get it. Now he has it, but gets a little high, and Rath in decent position.
Once again, he fires that switch, creates a little momentum. And they're gonna go out of bounds once again. And once again, Pierson Manville gonna start from the top position. He's 30 seconds away from a huge ride out.
How many more times do you think we go out of bounds this period?
Ooh, 30 seconds. I'll say 2. Rath fires up to his feet. Dropping down to the leg is Pierson Manville. And looking switch, and they're out of bounds, but they're gonna continue to wrestle here on the edge.
Big return there for Manville, keeping his toe in. He's gonna stay here as long as he possibly can, and there they go, out of bounds, 13 seconds left. Rath collects himself, looks at that clock.
Manville covers left side. Back to that claw. Can he get a turn here? Nothing doing. Now back up to his feet is Kollin Rath. They go out of bounds, and there's that second out of bounds.
2 seconds left.
Final 30 seconds. And it's been a war of attrition here for Pierson Manville. 10 seconds here, 15 seconds there, but he's going to very likely go into the third period with 2 minutes of riding time. And mission accomplished for the second period for Pierson, but he's got to go under. Now he's got to pass the same test that Rath couldn't.
And this is where that 3-point takedown could be huge. Obviously 2 minutes of wrestling to go, so who knows, but normally you get the escape, you have the riding time point, you can give up a takedown and go to OT. Not anymore.
Not anymore, and that makes me wonder how hard do we see Rath work for that riding time point, or do you even really consider eliminating that entire riding time, wasting a minute and change, or do you just kick him now and say, hey, I got 2 minutes to get a takedown? Right now, looks like he's committed to ride.
Has ridden Manville successfully in the past, and Manville back up to his feet.
And now Pierson gonna get the escape. So 1:42 of riding time for Pierson. He's got a 1-0 lead on the scoreboard with the escape, plus potentially riding time. For Kollin Rath, still just a takedown away from taking the lead here outright.
Rath, flurry of clubs there, and Manville slows the hand fight down, ties him up.
And now they go out of bounds. Pierson kind of circles away, but they'll go action call.
That could have gone either way.
Yes, it could have.
If you're Rath's corner, you've probably been thinking you're close to a couple of stall calls this match.
Rath's got to start looking to generate. Can't count on some edge stall call to put him back in the match. He's going to need to fire off some attacks. And right now, the first job is getting through this hand fight at Pierson Manville.
Manville's always been such a hand fighter, but a mistake here, a mistake there has been the difference between him winning on a big stage like this, and right now he's not leaving any opening for Rath.
And Rath fires, can't get it. Now looking 2-on-1 is Pierson Manville, nothing doing. But eating up a lot of clock is Pierson now, just 20 seconds to go in this one. There's a shot from Kollin Rath. Re-attack, Pierson Manville. It's got an edge. Look at the roll, and they go out of bounds. And the crowd loved it. They're waiting for it. That's what they came here to see.
Yeah, this place wants that type of exchange. We got 16 seconds to see if we get another one.
Rath fighting over-under here. And they go out of bounds. What's going to be the call here? Back out. Stall warning against Pierson. Not a big deal, honestly. With 6 seconds left, even if he gives up a stall point, he'll still be leading by riding time. Riding time is locked. Effectively a 2-0 lead for Pierson. Manville looking duck is Kollin Rath. 2 seconds to go. And Pierson Manville's going to do it. Escape in riding time. Pierson Manville's number 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner.
I'm number 1. And he did it. Congratulations,
From
Pierson Manville. He's been so close on this type of stage so many times, and now gets the job done. He's number 1.
Congrats to Pierson Manville. Don't always get to win pretty. Sometimes you gotta grind them out. Good show of respect between those two Pennsylvania hammers. So we already have our first new number 1.
Yes, sir.
With Pierson Manville. Take a look at some of this action, and a lot of it was in the second period with Kollin Rath trying to get away, but wasn't able to do so, and that was the difference in the match. The ride from Pierson Manville.
Manville sold out on top. He sold out for that escape on bottom, and man, that counterattack was really nice as they went out of bounds. Wish that would have happened a little closer to the center.
Yep. Beautiful exchange.
All right, coming up next, 160 pounds, it's Will Henckel and Joe Seeley.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming out wearing the black, here's the U17 World Champion. From the state of Pennsylvania, currently ranked number 2. Let's give it up for Joe Seeley.
Here's Joe Seeley, and I believe he's walking out to a Barbie song. He was pretty excited about that.
Well, you would know that.
Of course I know that. It's because he told me.
And wearing the red, he is a Fargo champion. From New Jersey, currently ranked number 1, ladies and gentlemen, William Henckel.
Blair Academy for Henckel and Wyoming Sim for Seeley. This is a rivalry match on a couple of levels. Obviously, Blair Sim is a big deal, but a rematch. Will Henckel earned that number 1 spot. He beat Joe Seeley earlier this year at U20 trials.
Underway, 160 pounds in the black. That's Joe Seeley taking on Will Henckel in the red. As Bray mentioned, Blair versus Sim. True, the premier high schools, prep schools in America.
Joe Seeley, his second appearance at Who's Number 1. He was in that 160-pound 4-man last year. Won his first match against Nico Ruiz and then fell to Angelo Ferrari in the final. Henckel, part of one of 3 brother-sister combos at Who's Number 1. His sister Sarah competed here last year.
Overcaller for Seeley. And one thing that typically sticks out with Joe is his attack rate. Fires a lot, has a lot of different attacks to both sides. There's a low shot. Doubles off, quick finish, and there's 3 for Joe Seeley getting it started.
Seeley can scramble, but he didn't need to there. Really nice low-level attack and finish. And if their last match was any indication, I don't think we're done with the scoring. Their last one was 9-6 for Henckel.
Definitely a tone-setting takedown for Joe Seeley, but gonna need 7 minutes of offense likely to take out Will Henckel.
Seeley committed to Penn State. No Nittany Lion fans have a lot to be excited about with him. And Henckel, just beginning his junior year, still in the early stages, yet to take his official visits.
Good job by Seeley, taking some ground here against Henckel. Another low shot, same shot. Now diving over is Henckel trying to counter score. Locked between the legs there, but Seeley's still in a decent position. And remember, there's neutral danger zone here, so that 3 count could start if Henckel ends up in exposure. Nothing doing yet, and Henckel's still in decent position with that reverse lock around the leg. But Seeley trying to work through. Now rolling through is Henckel. Fun scramble here, 34 seconds to go in the first period.
This is the best position Henckel's been in, looking for a stalemate most likely.
Now weird finishing position. Now he's got that foot, has it shelved on his hip. This is a much better position.
Oh, wow.
Good balance by Seeley so far, and you're seeing his flexibility as well. But this is a great position. If Henckel can finish this at the end of the period, that would be huge. Seeley fighting with everything he can. Now on that foot bouncing, just 2 seconds to go. And Seeley gonna fight it off. A great attack. It was initiated by Seeley, the low-level shot. Good counter scramble from Henckel. Had himself in position on that single leg, but couldn't get the finish. We'll go into the second period, 3-1 lead for Joe Seeley.
Seeley gonna go bottom. After Henckel passed that leg, I really thought he was just hunting for a stalemate, but improved his position and nearly finished.
Very savvy in that exchange as Seeley's gonna start the second underneath. Quad pods now up to his feet is Joe Seeley looking to fight hands. He turns, cuts, and is up 4-1 after that escape. Riding time only at 7 seconds in Seeley's favor.
As Seeley hit that quad pod, you saw Henckel reach down for the leg, and the count start, that's a new rule. You can't reach down for the ankle from any position. It's not just a drop down rule anymore.
Sweep single there by Joe Seeley, but defended by Will Henckel. Another shot attempt there by Joe Seeley. See if Henckel looks to pull the trigger a little bit more this period.
Henckel moves really well when he wants to. Saw him in the room a couple nights ago, and this guy can really flow. See if he pulls the trigger on an attack.
Collar ties freeze, 44 seconds to go in the second. Seeley likes to use those fakes, get his opponents off balance, unsure when he's coming. Then firing, there he fires there.
Seeley in the early stages of his high school career, maybe a higher attack rate, but also a higher mistake rate, and positionally, I think a little more solid than we've seen him in the past.
Seeley won a Cadet World title just after his sophomore season of high school. Very impressive feat. As we go to the third period, Henckel going to be going underneath. He's in a bit of a hole, down 4-1. Escape here would start the third period the right way.
Riding time just 7 seconds for Seeley, and he doesn't look real committed to this ride.
And quick stand up and out, 4-2. And now a shot right away from Henckel, standing single, climbing the rope there, getting a little bit higher. He's got a good lock around the foot there. Should have that secured, but look at Seeley fighting back into him. He's gonna make him earn this 3-point takedown. Back standing again. Henckel's smart to take his time here, not rushing. You could tell Seeley would love for this to come. Oh, loses it. Good job by Seeley kicking out. Henckel thought about centering up, but instead approaches him on the edge, and now 1:20 to go.
Henckel kind of lunged at Seeley there. Seeley, little peek out attempt, and man, great little exchange on the edge.
So Seeley really showing his defense as well in this match. There's 2 times he's been bouncing on 1 foot in a single leg, and Henckel has come up empty on both occasions. Gonna have to finish if you're Will Henckel, if you want to beat someone as good as Joe Seeley.
With a 3-point takedown, a finish would be enough for Henckel. Just one takedown and Rideout would give him the win. There's a little double leg attempt.
There's a shot from Seeley, but well defended by Henckel, who's coming on to the last 40 seconds of regulation. Another shot from Joe Seeley. Not going to quit attacking despite being in the lead. Have to love to see that tactic. Underhook right side for Henckel as he brings Seeley towards the edge. Throws it by, but not really. It's Seeley able to clear and square up on the edge. Tactical placement here from Seeley.
Great job squaring up and staying in bounds, avoiding a stall call. 10 seconds to go.
6 seconds to go. And trying to run them, they'll get one restart, but only 2 seconds to go. I don't think Henckel's left himself enough time. And he'll fire, and time should expire, but it's not running. There we go, match over, 4-2 win for Joe Seeley.
Joe Seeley holds up a pretty lackadaisical #1. He's not going to celebrate too much. This guy, he treats every match like it's just another one.
Pretty subdued guy, Joe Seeley, but on the mat, he's absolutely undeniable. And now he's #1 in the country, and this takedown is wide. Low-level shot, doubles off. Great head position on that finish. And it was enough to get the necessary takedown for the 4-2 win. Just seeing that final flurry on the edge of the mat. A reminder that Who's #1 is presented by Defense Soap, which is now the official soap and body wipe of FloWrestling, protecting you for over 15 years. Defend what you have built.
Coming up next, we've got 113 pounds. It's Christian Castillo. He's taking on Paul Kinney in a #1 versus #1 matchup.
Love it.
The sport of wrestling provides so many with a bigger purpose. Wrestling becomes a part of you. You're faced with so many challenges in the sport, but skin infections shouldn't have to be one of them. And that's our mission. Defense Soap was created out of the need to fight back, because we care about this sport, the families, the athletes, the coaches, and we want to continue to protect people from skin infections, to keep you on the mat. And that's our goal here at Defense Soap, to defend what you have built.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming out wearing the black from New Jersey, he is a U17 World Champion, currently ranked #1. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Kinney!
All right, here comes Paul Kinney. He's a U17 world champ this year. He has yet to set foot in a high school classroom, but he got the world title over in Istanbul this year. He's #1 at 106, but bumping up to take on #1 Christian Castillo at 113.
Ladies and gentlemen, wearing the red from Arizona, he is a U17 World Silver Medalist, also ranked #1. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Castillo.
Now, I didn't know that Castillo was allowed to wrestle without the mullet.
Yeah, we don't see it very often.
What kind of operation are you running here, Bray? We want to see the mullet.
I should have had it in writing, but he did come out to Laffy Taffy again.
Yeah, at least there's that. Underway, Christian Castillo in the red, Paul Kinney in the black, #1 versus #1. Little overtie attempt there. Level change fake from Castillo.
These guys were U17 World Team teammates this year. Kinney with the gold medal. Castillo did not medal, but he was a silver medalist in 2022 at the U17 World Championships.
Castillo's second appearance at Who's #1. Wrestled against Anthony Knox last year. Now a nice little throw by there off that 2-on-1. Big mat return, but Granby wants to call. There's no longer that no reaction time takedown from that position. So that a year ago would be 2 or 3, I should say. Now it's nothing.
Anthony Ashnault in Kinney's corner, and oh wow, Kinney in a shot.
These guys are letting it fly early on. Head inside now, but looking really comfortable in that position is Castillo. Now they're towards the edge once again. He's got him set down, but now draped over the top. Castillo's safe there. Gonna be tough for Kinney to finish. Now hopping over looking for far ankle is Christian Castillo, trying to kick his ankles out so he could counter score. Kinney trying to hang on. Now he's in good position. That should be, ooh. And what's gonna be the call? They're gonna say action, no points. So 2 near scores, 1 for each wrestler, but 0-0 on the scoreboard. But I'm loving this opening pace.
100%. And the thing that Ashnault told me about Kinney is that he's hard to score on because he bends weird, and everybody that wrestles with him says, like, I can't explain it. This guy's body bends in strange ways, and he's just very difficult to score on.
Forehead to forehead they go. Back to that 2-on-1 is Castillo. He was able to nearly score from this tie. Controlling the head though is Paul Kinney. Still in that 2-on-1. Castillo now lets it go. A minute to go here in the first period.
Castillo probably best known for his freestyle accomplishments, but a Super 32 champ a year ago as well, so no slouch in folk style, winning the most prestigious folk style tournament there is at the high school level.
The Afton Quadrangular?
Yes.
Good fakes there from Paul Kinney. Can't generate.
My understanding is in a simulation match at a U17 camp. Castillo won, but in close fashion, and Kinney believes he's right there.
Ooh. Oh, nice elbow control right to the attack. Looks to step and trip, thinks better of it, and brings him to the edge. I couldn't tell if Kinney brought him to the edge. Did it not seem like it?
It did seem like it, but
did he forget?
Castillo did a great job kicking and straightening that leg.
We're getting smacky.
Kenny maybe a little frustrated after that Matador action of Castillo, and Castillo doing the Vito Arujao smell the hand trick
so
at the end of the period.
We're head to the second. Kenny's choice, he defers to Castillo. He's gonna go under, adamant, like authoritatively. Gonna go under, try to get away, get on the board first.
If you're gonna have a first period with no points, you want it to look about like that.
Totally agree. Lining up on that right side is Kinney now up to his feet. Is Christian Castillo now on the edge. Dropping down the leg is Paul Kinney, and they'll have a 5-second restart.
Kenny has yet to wrestle high school, which also means hasn't wrestled a lot of 6-minute matches, let alone 7-minute matches. We'll see if that becomes a factor.
Dropping down to the leg again. Tries to double off, but can't. And the count stops when you come back to your feet. And they'll go out of bounds again, 23 seconds. Tick off.
It does feel a little bit like Kenny still kind of conditioned to wrestle the edge like it's freestyle.
That's kind of where my mind went when he kind of drove him towards the edge, and now Castillo gonna get away. They'll take a 1-0 lead. Ryan time not a factor at this point. Kinney notches 28 seconds.
Would love to see these guys fire off another attack like we saw in the first. Good fakes there from Castillo.
Level change, and then Kinney nearly darts in and counter. Throw by attempt from Castillo fails. Minute to go here in the second.
Underhook Castillo. Kenny with that head position. Now double unders towards the edge.
Tell Kinney not super comfortable in this tie. Would like to clear out. He's going to back out. That's going to be a stall warning against Kinney.
Savvy there from Castillo.
Yeah,
He could tell he had that position and just took him out of bounds.
Castillo controlling that wrist, so when Kinney looks to fire, not able to get to that single leg position. 30 seconds to go.
Castillo from Valiant Prep in Arizona, and I can see plenty of Arizona State coaches represented here in the building, and they're watching closely. Castillo uncommitted, but I know ASU would love to have him.
10 seconds to go. Castillo continuing to hold center pretty well and driving Kinney towards the edge, but Kinney ends up on the shot right as time expires. We're going to go into the third, 1-0. Kinney going to go underneath. This could be a big test for Paul. We'll see how assertive Castillo is from the top position.
That last snap on the edge for Castillo, you almost got the impression he was just trying to, you know, go big brother on him a little bit, maybe more than score points.
Kinney does a good job, comes up and out right away. Knotted at 1, riding time not a factor. Going to settle this one on the feet in all likelihood. It's a shot attempt by Kinney. He's been favoring that left side attack.
Either guy able to score so far. You'd say edge Castillo, but Kinney's been on a nice attack himself. A couple of them.
Yeah, good fakes there by Castillo. Disrupting a little bit of Kinney's timing there. There's a minute 12 to go. Is the hand fight of Castillo really preventing a lot of offensive options for Paul Kinney? And now shoved him out of bounds. And it's just an action call on the edge.
Castillo close to dragging that foot, but did go out momentarily.
1 minute to go. Let's see what Paul Kinney has planned for this final minute of action here. It's been Castillo a little bit in the driver's seat here, dictating pace. We'll see if he fires an attack. You see he's trying to get those stutter fakes going. And there he gets behind. Rear standing position, nothing yet, that's close. Hopping over and sliding that foot through, and they're gonna go out of bounds. The foot is off the mat completely. Man, these guys need a bigger mat.
Paul Kinney's reputation of being tough to score on bearing true in that situation, man.
No doubt
Castillo's
about it.
been all the way behind him twice.
Super duck attempt. Not there, 18 seconds to go now. We'll be headed to overtime, sudden victory. Wrist control there for Paul Kinney, ear to ear, not a lot of offense going on there. That will change on that high crotch for Kinney, but not in shallow penetration, and time's gonna run out in regulation. First overtime match of the evening.
2 minutes on the board.
Riding time wiped.
Any score here ends it.
Kinney does have a stall warning, so that's got to be in the back of his mind, especially in edge situations.
That last, I don't know, 30 seconds of the period kind of belonged to Kinney after he defended that takedown. We'll see if he can ride that momentum here in OT.
Their exchanges have been fun when they've attacked, and now look for the goal line. That's going to be free. Christian Castillo, a 4-1 winner in overtime. Third time's a charm. Able to run behind to the right, gets the takedown, and it will remain number 1.
Yeah, Castillo, so dangerous with an angle like that. Speed kills, and he used it there.
And it got started with that rear standing situation, a standing Granby from Paul Kinney. And they ended up in a lot of exciting flurries here. And it took more than just 7 minutes to separate these two, and it was a go behind from Christian Castillo that ultimately got it done. Here's the second time. And just hopping that foot through.
Good win for Castillo, but Paul Kinney, a lot of fun to watch for years to come. Coming up next, 132 pounds, it's going to be Ben Davino and Kyler Larkin.
Coming out wearing the black from the state of Arizona, he is a U17 World Team member, currently ranked number 2, ladies and gentlemen, Kyler Larkin.
It's like Miles Morales, the Black Spider-Man in this gear, so we'll see if he wrestles like it.
All right, let's find out.
And wearing the red from Illinois, a U17 World Team member, currently ranked number 1, Ben Davino.
Here comes number 1, Ben Davino, Ohio State commit. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. And a reminder, if you are watching on YouTube, this is the last match that's going to be available for free. Head over to FloWrestling.org after this one.
And underway, 132 pounds. And right away, Ben Davino, number 1 in the country in the red on a single leg against Kyler Larkin in the black, looking to jump out to a 3-0 lead early here. He's got a treetop, finishes, almost got him on the hip, and there's a takedown, tone set by Ben Davino.
3-0 lead Davino, and we knew the attack rate for Davino was going to be super high. Kyler Larkin with some of the freakiest counter offense around, but Davino, no problem on that first attack.
Neither guy afraid to mix it up, but it's Davino starting the evening, starting this match with a 3-0 lead off that single leg takedown. And able to finish a position that's been giving a lot of people trouble so far tonight, that standing single leg.
Yeah, Davino has wrestled a pace like this for years and continues to add to his skills, and now nice mat return.
That was really nice.
25 seconds of riding time already for Davino.
Half on that left side, riding with some forward pressure out on his toes. Larkin having a hard time creating that hip separation. But now up to his feet, and Davino gonna kick. Escape Kyler Larkin, 3-1 on the scoreboard.
Larkin out, avoids the 1-minute riding time advantage. Larkin from Valiant Prep in Arizona, just like Christian Castillo, who we just watched. Ben Davino from St. Charles East in Illinois, just about an hour away, north of Chicago.
Good head position there for Larkin, but that ends up more ear to ear as they clear out. 90 seconds to go here in the first period. Davino's second time wrestling at Who's Number 1.
Got a big win last year over Mark Anthony McGowan. Flipped the result from an Ironman final the previous year. Pretty much held on to number 1 at 126 the rest of the year until he moved up to 132, and look at that.
Another shot there, but this time it's defended by Kyler Larkin. Oh, little shuck by off the head. Granby roll by Kyler Larkin, evading, and now we're scrambling on the edge of the mat.
When Larkin locks on this crotch, he's super dangerous. He's got a lot of ways to finish in here, but on the edge, I don't know if we're going to see it.
Going to be tough now. Switching head inside is Ben Davino. That makes it a little bit tougher for Larkin. Now he's coming up. Both guys really actively working to score from this position, but they're on the edge and now flattened out. That'll be a stalemate. Back to center they go.
That's one of those where a strategic guy can work to score and knows also if it starts to be disadvantageous for them, they can just go right out of bounds.
Third takedown tonight. We've seen a guy get to rear standing and his opponent able to fight out of it and avoid giving up that 3-point takedown.
.12 seconds left in the period. We'll see if there's another attack or if we just go to the second 3-1.
And that's how the first will end. 3-1 lead for Ben Davino out of Illinois.
Coin flip Larkin. He's going to defer, and so we'll see Davino go underneath.
Larkin going to get a crack from the top position here. Davino turtles up looking for hands. He's got one. Now locked briefly was Larkin. He's up to his feet. Looking for a return is Kyler Larkin. Good return. Was briefly half right side and switches claw. Back up to his feet is Ben Davino.
Larkin mentioned that, oh, there we go, he's out. I was gonna say, Larkin mentioned that he's preferred freestyle. Valiant Prep's schedule has lent itself more towards freestyle, but showing some folk style top skills there. Of course, his dad, Eric Larkin, Hodge Trophy winner for Arizona State.
Good motion there from Larkin. Using heavy hands and fakes. Trying to get Davino off balance any way he can, but he has not fired. There's some good level changes. Gonna need to follow those up though.
Oh, wow.
Nice re-attack there by Ben Davino. Good position on this single leg. He's back standing, trying to pull Larkin back to center. Larkin posting on the head, gonna make it tough. Davino was able to solve this puzzle last time, but now with the edge as a factor, could be a little bit tougher. Now Larkin trying to counter score. He's out front, and that's gonna be it for that exchange as they go back to center. 4-1 lead still for Davino, 21 to go in the second.
If you don't finish on Larkin quickly, things get better and better for Kyler Larkin. Five seconds left, and the situation now for Larkin is he may not be able to count on another committed attack from Davino. He may have to go get one of his own. He's got to get out first, though. We saw Davino ride him for 44 seconds in the first period.
Larkin chooses bottom, and we're underway in the third period. 4-1 lead for Ben Davino. Claw on that right side for Davino. Up to his feet is Kyler Larkin. And he's away. 4-2 the score. There's a shot for Larkin, but right into Davino's re-attack series. Now just out front, Mantis position.
4-2 score, but reminder, 3-point takedown, so Larkin in a position to take the lead if he can get a takedown.
Hand fighting in the center. Larkin needs to generate. Oh, looking pass by, not there. Off that elbow control.
Larkin taking some ground in this third
Single
period.
leg, deep position. Now looking to come out the back doors. Kyler Larkin locked between the legs there is Ben Davino. This is Larkin's best attack so far. Can he out scramble? Feeding him some hips here, but that reverse lock is strong for Ben Davino. That's a good position to hang out in. We'll see if Davino works the score or just hang on. Looks like stalemate is the move, and Larkin no answers from that position. So he'll have 30 seconds. Try to get one takedown.
Single leg, really nice attack from Larkin. We'll see if he goes back to that.
He may need to. He can't. Davino not likely to beat himself. He's gonna have to go get it. Dives for the far leg. Good head hands from Ben Davino, keeping him away. Not even letting him get to a lock. 10 seconds to go. Larkin picking up his pace. Good sprawl off the single leg from Ben Davino. He's got Larkin on the edge with 3 seconds to go. And for the second year in a row, Ben Davino wins at Who's Number One, and he'll maintain his #1 ranking.
Great match there. Incredible clash of styles, and it's Ben Davino with the hand raise. Buckeyes getting a good one.
And there's that first single leg. This is the deciding takedown here. Tree tops it, lifts that leg up, gets the 3.
Some nice exchanges in the rest of it, but in the end, it was Davino on the strength of that takedown. And coming up next, we got 126 pounds. It's a rematch It's Jax Forrest taking on Jordan Rainey.
Whoa.